Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I was trying to share this on the computer, but for some reason we having technical difficulties, so we just gonna hold the phone. But give me just a second to make sure everything is working. Give me 1 second here. All right, so I see it here. Give me just a second. All right, audio good. All right, not gonna keep you long either, I promise you that. We're gonna make it real brief. I hate I gotta hold this phone, but this is what it is at the end of the day. Real talk, real quick. I watched a video this morning with Eric Benet. I 100% agree. What is the conversation on social media now if it's not what we're dealing with our government and these Pedialytes? What other conversation is there? I'm confused. I'm extremely confused by what else is there for us to actually be liking, sharing, and talking about, because I don't think people are paying attention to what the children are thinking about the adults right now. I want you to take a second and think, what are the children thinking about the adults right now? The adults who voted for all these years, and this is the outcome that we have, is a leadership body that does not protect children, doesn't care about children. And if some of these things we're hearing are true, I don't see why we're not actually, my whole feed should be get rid of them, get them out of office. Where are the politicians to speak against it? Are they on the list? Are we watching right now a we're on the list kind of thing going on, and that's why we're not saying anything? That's why we're quiet? I'm curious to know. What is the conversation if we're not talking about protecting these children? And if our leadership has gone this far, like we said on the show, there is no more lines to cross. It's a wall up now. There are no more lines for you to cross. This is it. And so if we have a Congress that's not saying anything, then they're a part of the problem. Where are the judges saying anything? Clearly part of the problem again. So then that's going to call on the fourth branch of government, the switch branch, which I say is the military. And they should, in themselves, in their souls, these are our cousins, brothers, sisters, uncles, dads, mothers who are in the military. And we're asking them to take orders from somebody like this, from a group of people like this. They should say to themselves, no, I'm not taking orders from Pedialytes. It's not happening. They should not be in charge. And I know the rest of the world, because that's what I'm studying. What is the rest of the world looking at and thinking about America? You ever heard of a worldwide boycott of America? Is what's the conversation right now. They're concerned about our mental health because this is who we've elected and seem to have nothing to say about. There's a whole, and I'm hoping these are bots. They say that 30% of the information we're seeing is actual people, and the rest of it is robots trying to keep us engaged. And I hope that's what it is, because we seem to be distracted to the utmost right now when we're needing to be dealing with our leadership is compromised and they're putting laws on us and they're the ones that need to be arrested. The military needs to go and arrest all of Washington. Find out, you need to interrogate them, take that ass to Guantanamo Bay. You can waterboard them on the way to Guantanamo Bay, on the plane for all I'm concerned. You can start in the SUV when you pick them up. But we need to know what's happening. If there are any good politicians in Washington, you need to start pointing fingers and saying names. Now, there's a guy I just posted a second ago as a congressman. They called him crazy for saying that they invited him to a party. And he said that it was an orgy and they had drugs at the party. The news tried to make him sound crazy. The political leadership in the Republican Party tried to reprimand him and discipline him. And they later basically funded a campaign against him to get out of there. So does he sound crazy today? That's the question. Does he sound crazy today with now what we're seeing with these Epstein files? Now we can talk all the, it's not my politician, not the person I voted for. It's not my congressman. It's not my representative. It's not my senator. We can say all of that. But if they've been there for more than 8 years, I bet you they know about it. I bet you they're not in the dark at all. So those are the people that need to start pointing fingers and calling names. We got a serious problem, America. The rest of the world is watching us, the world police. We police the world. We call out atrocities, and our leadership is the atrocity. And now we used to hear the stories. Now we got who has 3 million pages of an investigation in the first place? If it was no information, they would have stopped at 100 pages. I think they went way past 100 pages. Thank you, Renee, for showing up. But this is a serious problem, America. And I don't know how we're going to move forward without dealing with it. There's really no way to respect the news or a speech anybody's giving right now, when in the back of your head you're thinking, it's Pedialyte. When they go to the UN and start speaking about America and how we're supposed to be some type of moral compass, and how we don't like to deal with protesters in such a way and complain about Iran. Are we serious? We don't have the right to complain about anybody anymore. And so the boycotts that I'm hearing about, the boycott on America from other countries, America needs to get ready for that. We need to get really ready, because the people we've put in power are clearly silent right now. They're hoping their name doesn't show up in those 3 million pages, which is a ton of pages. But if we're not going to say something as citizens on a consistent basis that says no to this, and we need to get these people out of here. You need to be recalled. We need to get special elections started in every state. I don't know if the state is involved as much as the ones in Washington are, but I will say this. There's too many children missing at the border. It's too many missing children every year. And it's too comfortable in Washington for this to be going on so long that it's not going on a state level too. So we got a major problem, and it's time to clean house. It's time for us to hold them accountable. It's time for them to not be our friends anymore. See, I'm not concerned about the world is shut down if we get rid of all of them. No, I'm not concerned about all of that at all, because none of them do any work at all. None of them pick up your garbage. None of them deliver your groceries to the store. None of them actually go into the bank and help you make a transaction. None of them do anything. They're just a person who's making the laws that seem to be against us. They're the ones who keep sending our tax dollars overseas. They're the ones who are creating our problems. And damn it, they the ones who are destroying our children. And right now, mentally, our children are watching this and being destroyed mentally because none of us are fighting back. Well, I'm fighting back. I'm using the power of the word, as I've been trying to tell you. Silence is not going to change anything. It's not until we all speak up, speak out against this evil, will evil start to flee. Evil doesn't flee from you quiet. It does not care about you being quiet. That's exactly what it wants you to be. It wants to take your First Amendment from you. And you're going to give it to them if you're quiet. You're scared to say something about Pedialytes running the country. You can't be scared to lose a job because you're going to lose your soul. It's not even important that you can't. If you get fired for calling out this evil, once we get rid of this evil, we're going to take care of you. And I'm one of those people who's saying we can do this. This can be done. This is not something impossible. Like I said, the fourth branch of government is the switch branch, the military. They should be the first ones to say, I'm not taking orders from these people anymore. I need to go through these 3 million documents. The generals need to get together and they need to escort their asses to Guantanamo Bay so we can find out how bad this is. Waterboarding is legal. They said it is, so use it. Use it in the Jeep on the way, on the plane. We need to find out where all the islands are, where all the little, wherever these little places they have situated, where they keep taking these children. We need to deal with this. This is what's important. And dismissing it is not going to happen. This is as important. This is my new Lake Hyco. This right here is my new Lake Hyco. You think Lake Hyco is a big deal to me? Oh no. This is worse than all of that. And I don't even have children, but I know how bad it is because for one, I used to work as a CASA worker when I was at USM. And one of the reasons, the reason I quit is because they weren't punishing anybody for what they were doing to those children. I had no idea as a college student that the reason they didn't do anything is because this is a problem all the way at the top. And those little special organizations know that. So people, where are the men? The Bible says it clearly. The men are going to turn to their children, and the children are going to turn to their fathers. Or you get the curse. So men, I'm not even asking the women to stand up and fight back. Dudes, do y'all still have them down there? It's time to use them. Take the fluoride out your diet. Go get a zero water filter. Fluoride takes away your manliness, takes away your heart to fight, your strength, your courage. It makes you docile, makes you soft. So it's time for us to man up, because this right here, this ain't going away. This ain't being washed under the rug. I'm agreeing with Eric Benet 100,000%. There is no more conversation than this. This is the conversation. All those influencers want to tell you about jump block. I don't care. You want to tell me about, I don't care. You make money, I don't care. Because if we don't take care of these children, we don't take care of the future. They don't have a future. And they're watching us. They're watching us not fight back. I mean, they watching y'all act sorry. They acting y'all scared. They acting you scared to speak up, to save them. Now that's ridiculous. It's a shame. Hey, Shay. So if you're not going to fight for the children, then I don't want to hear any more speeches from anybody about what we're going to do to fix the world. I don't want to hear anything about infrastructure. I don't want to hear anything about how we're going to try to do education. I don't want to hear anything about food poisoning, nothing. If you're not finna stand up and fight against the Pedialites that are leading and running our country, actually controlling our world to some degree, if you're not going to speak up about that, you can keep all that other stuff you're talking about to yourself. Nobody cares. There's not going to be a future to stand for anyway. These children are watching us right now, and I'm as confused as they are. Why isn't this the topic of discussion on everybody's page? Why aren't we mad about our leadership being put out on blast with 3 million pages of more past disturbing information? Way past disturbing. And the only thing I'm hearing is we need to move on. Y'all still talking about Epstein? Seriously? Redacted names of politicians, but release the names of the victims? You don't think we dealing with evil? That's just a tactic they're using to try to tell other victims, if you say something, we'll put you on blast. They protect the people who are the worst people. Now, if this is not a test, then I don't know what is. You tell me a better test that God can give us than to see if we care enough about these children to protect them. Tell me a better test. I'm sure we failed the rest of them, but I bet you this is not one we want to fail. Like I've mentioned it. The men, get up off your butt. Your children need you. These children out here, they getting the worst of it. I'm not asking you to march. I'm asking you to be vocal. The power is more in your word than you know. You think shame that is used by your president to hurt reporters' feelings doesn't work? You don't think it works? Use it on him. Try it. Let the world start to call him what he is. Let the world start to call Congress what they are. Let the world deal with our so-called judges who seem to be blind to what's happening right now. You're the supposed to be brilliant ones that are in the 3 branches of government. But I'm glad that I know that there's a 4th branch, the military, the switch branch, that has to say at some point, we're not following orders from these people. We're not finna deal with this. Our reputation is on the line, generals. Our young kids, our brothers and sisters are under your leadership first. You're the leader that they're following. And if you follow crazy, then they follow crazy. It's time for you to say, hey, what is the reputation that we're leaving for the next generation that comes after you? What kind of generals are we going to have after you? Some that are standing up to evil, or some participating? Some who know when to say no to some illegal orders, or some who follow orders regardless? Now, there has to be some men out here in the world somewhere, but you don't follow. I don't care how much I care about you, how much I like you. If you're doing something stupid and something I know is wrong, I'm not helping you. I'm probably going to tell on you, especially if you're hurting people. I'm probably going to stop you if you're hurting people. But that's me. That's integrity, which we don't have in Washington. And where are the politicians locally or nationally to speak out? Quit posting videos of us speaking out and speak out your damn self. So now, like I said, I'm not trying to be here all night with y'all. But seriously, I'm 100, like Eric Benet, I'm with you, bro. There is no more conversation other than what we're going to do about these Pedialites that are in control of our nuclear arsenal, that are right now in control of our military until the military does something about it. I think the people of America need to stand behind anyone willing to do something about it. So if the military says that we not finna have this, we support you, military. I'm the first one to say it. I support you. If you say I'm not finna follow this craziness and you want to do something about it, I say let's do that. Let's get the special election set up. Let's get these people out of office. Let's get some new people in here who are not going to sell out our children. I agree. I approve that message, because right now this silence says a lot. This silence says a whole lot. This silence from our congresspersons, they say a whole lot about you. You support this, clearly. Silence is consent. That's all it is. You consenting. It's just like the complaints you all had all 2021, 2022 about grandmama not telling on uncle and them touching you, not telling on aunties that were bad. All them same, this is the same thing. It's just a different level of crazy, but it's the same thing. So if you had a problem with grandmama not telling, you had a problem with uncle and them doing the crazy stuff and nobody punished them, then you should be highly upset right now. You should be about to blow your lid off. So I'm going to ask everybody, come on now. Let's support the military as they drag their asses down to Guantanamo Bay and remind them what waterboarding looks like. But it's time to get some answers, and it's time to clean up house. Congresspersons, y'all should start retiring. Start retiring. Start getting out of there. Because right now the world is watching you allow this to happen because you're just as guilty. And I'm going to post again in the comments that gentleman who was the brave senator. I think he might have been a representative, House Representative. But whatever, brave congressman who tried to tell us, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, they invited him to sex parties. They were doing drugs, and they tried to make him look crazy. How crazy does it look right now? And like I tell people, this is not a left and right thing. It's not at all. I saw pictures of Bill Clinton. I saw pictures of Donald Trump. It's not them. That's as high as you go on it. I don't need to name any more names. If you got the leader of the Democrats and the leader of the Republicans, both of them on the pictures, we don't need to go left and right anymore. We need to talk about these children and how we're going to protect them going forward in the future. How we're going to get good people in those offices so that we can clean up America's reputation. Because right now, our reputation is garbage. We can't be world police if we can't police Washington. This is your candidate for District 2, U.S. House of Representatives for Mississippi, Purtis Williams. Purtis Herman Williams III. Look for the 3rd on that ballot in March the 10th. The 3rd is fighting for you. I'm not silent. And I'm not going away either. This needs to stop immediately. Y'all